This is a test of the microphone. Okay, this is the Kovarex enrichment plant and has some other functions too. These are the Kovarex enrichment processes, and they take uranium-235 and uranium-238, and the uranium-238 is enriched, turned into uranium-235. Technically, that's by bombarding it with radiation and knocking out 3 neutrons, I think. And then I also have this thing, which is nuclear fuel reprocessing. So the spent uranium fuel cells that run the nuclear reactors and other equipment, like trains, those can be reprocessed, and that extracts the uranium-238 out of them, which can then be used, can be enriched. And here are the centrifuges that take uranium ore and turn it into mostly uranium-238, but a tiny percentage, or less than 1%, of uranium-235. And how the system works is that it keeps on recycling the uranium-238 until enough uranium-235 is created to be bled off to make these uranium fuel cells. And that bleeding off happens with this setup right here, which I don't even understand, such that when it goes over a certain limit, it allows, in fact, we're seeing it right now, it allows uranium-235 to go through here. And it's because basically there's too much, it's clogged. And that allows it to drain enough uranium-235 so that the system won't get clogged with all of the uranium-235 that's being created by the enrichment process. And here we see over 36,000 uranium fuel cells that have been stored up. Each of these have got 2.4 K, unless it's the very front bucket, in which case it's still being filled up. We have a few other things like all this copper ore just coming in and then being turned into copper plate. It used to be I had almost all of these filled up with 4,800 copper plate each, but my copper mine is running a bit low, and so they're no longer completely filled up. And got a lot of other stuff in this thing which I probably can't go into, oil processing. That has some complicated steps in it too. This one I think might be practically dead, so I have my oil processing actually going on somewhere else. And all of these, this is where the research lab stuff happened, but there's almost nothing left to research except weapons, which I can't be bothered to research very much. And finally, I have roboports, over 50 of them, over a huge area. Not sure why I created so many roboports, but I've got iron ore up here, I've got coal up here, and the coal is carried by flying robots, and the iron, I think, it's coming down using this transport belt. Okay, the train has come in. The train isn't really doing anything essential right now, but it's helpful in case the regular iron ore runs low or something like that. I can put in to these trains fuel, uranium fuel cells, and I've never tried it, but apparently you can do that, and it'll probably cause them to run for weeks. Okay, I'm going to cut this short now. And thanks for watching.